Good evening. The Archbishop of Canterbury says he is powerless to stop a retired vicar who was jailed for child sex offences continuing to call himself Reverend or wearing a clerical collar. Justin Welby makes the comments in a letter to Lucy Duckworth, who claims that she was sexually abused by Guy Bennett.
Well, Bennett was a vicar in Oxted in Surrey when he was jailed in 1999 after pleading guilty to indecently assaulting three 11-year-old girls. Now out of prison, he's continuing to refer to himself as Reverend and to wear a dog collar. Our special correspondent Colin Campbell has the exclusive story.
Photographed at a celebrity event in 2008, this is retired vicar Guy Bennett continuing to wear a clerical collar after being convicted of child abuse. The disgraced Surrey priest seen here in the 1980s also still refers to himself as Reverend. The Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, says there's nothing he can do to stop it upsetting Bennett's alleged victims.
It leaves me feeling bemused, baffled, angry, frustrated and absolutely shocked, really, that this is happening.
Lucy Duckworth says she was sexually abused by Guy Bennett when she was a young schoolgirl. Guy Bennett wasn't convicted of abusing her, but did go to jail for indecently assaulting three other 11-year-old girls. After expressing her concern to the Archbishop of Canterbury, Lucy Duckworth received this letter. In it, Justin Welby says, "We cannot prevent them, convicted priests, from using the title the Reverend or even from wearing a clerical collar. In fact," he says, "anyone is able to wear such dress, providing they do not do so for illegal purposes." He goes on to say, "As it stands, I do not have the powers to depose Bennett from clerical orders, though I well understand your sense of injustice about that." The Archbishop of Canterbury says that Guy Bennett is not allowed to officiate, is disqualified from holding any office and is on a list that's been distributed to bishops. Is that not enough?
He's the head of church, so if he's powerless to remove convicted child abusers from his institution, then they've got some real questions to be asking themselves, and they really need to let us know who does have that power.
Within the Anglican Church, the process of ordination is considered irreversible, meaning a priest can continue to call himself Reverend even after committing serious crime.
I would like it very much if it were within the power of the Church to remove that, but that would require an Act of Parliament. It's not something we have control over in any way at all.
Guy Bennett was the vicar here at St Mary's in Oxted in Surrey for 26 years. He was convicted in 1999 after admitting that he'd sexually abused three 11-year-old girls. He was jailed for 9 months, then placed on the sex offenders register for 10 years. Although he is banned from officiating in any churches, he continues to attend a church somewhere in Sussex as a member of the congregation. The Archbishop of Canterbury says if they know which churches convicted priests attend, then they're able to keep an eye on those individuals.
All I have had from the church after a long 6-7 year battle, which is far from over, is I've just been told that he is safe, but they've not told me why he's safe or how he's safe. And I know myself as a teacher, if I had been even accused of anything near of this nature, I would be struck off the teaching register. I wouldn't be allowed to set foot on any school premises at all.
Guy Bennett denies abusing Lucy Duckworth. He told me he doesn't refer to himself as Reverend, that others do, and he doesn't stop them as it's his official title. He also told me he hasn't worn his dog collar in over 10 years. The Church of England says survivors come first, but those who say they've been harmed believe the Church is continuing to give shelter to clergy who've abused.
Well, our special correspondent Colin Campbell is with me now. Colin, the Archbishop of Canterbury wants the power to stop convicted priests calling themselves Reverend. Is that likely to happen?
Well, there are a few hurdles. The first one is there'd need to be legislation, new laws passed in Parliament. Now, before that can happen, I understand there would need to be consensus, agreement within the Church of England that this is something that is necessary. Now, at present, a priest who's convicted of a serious criminal offence like child abuse is sanctioned under the Church's clergy discipline measure. That was introduced in 2006. Now, there is no more defrocking after that was introduced. Now, the most severe penalty under the clergy discipline measure is a complete lifetime ban from ministry. Now, even if a priest is given that complete lifetime ban, they can continue to call themselves a reverend, as the title reverend cannot be taken away under the Church's current disciplinary proceedings. But this, it seems, is something the Archbishop of Canterbury most certainly wants to address.
Thanks, Colin.